Okay, guys, a couple minutes. All right, I have all my stuff here together. All right, welcome to another unknowingly of what's going to happen on this video session. For all of those who are new to the channel, thank you. Love for you to subscribe if you would like and you like what you hear and see. Only if you really like what you hear and see and understand that I'm not looking for people to follow that are haters or, you know, are here just to create some sort of ruckus. People who have been on my channel know I don't even do that. But I think that you will find it interesting. Either way, welcome and welcome back to everyone that has been watching. Thank you. Today's is gonna be another jaw dropper because I spent the night thinking Summer Wells missing children. This is what the channel represents: are the missing children that fall into the same category as Summer Moon Wells. For the last 8 months, actually longer than that, I have been bombarded within my spiritual self and in my world of woo-woo with a lot of crazy shit. I saw it. I didn't understand it. I have faith that it would become clearer as time went on. So whatever was shown my way, I sort of put it to the left in the file, kept it, to one day know that Pandora's box is just going to open up. That is exactly what Serenity did. She opened up the box for all the other children to go and follow their way out to justice. Summer's purpose was to gather all of our hearts together and just love her and get embraced by her and really pay attention to her, because they created the most what word could I use? Not crazy, like a confusing, frustrating, nothing made sense case. And because it was in Tennessee and in that area, I think that Hawkins County and anyone that lives within that space, I think they must understand that what this is. They have to, because if they don't, I would be shocked, and completely shocked, because this has been going on for a very long time. And Summer Moon Wells has been the chosen one to lead the pack. She's not selfish. She's there for all the children. She's there to do what's correct in terms of the next steps that need to be taken to bust this thing wide open. It wasn't Summer. Summer's was and now I understand it. Her Summer Moon Wells' case couldn't have come before Serenity's, because no one did anything with the Watts case in terms of this situation, because the Watts case is Serenity's case, and it is the missing children's, Summer Wells missing children's cases. There's a lot missed. I didn't follow the Watts case. I know, obviously I know what happened. I know the gist of the story, but it wasn't until yesterday that I really started digging into it, because when the Watts case was out, I wasn't in that mindset. I wasn't in that spiritual self, in that place for, I guess I could say that it wasn't my time to do this. So I never really even looked at photos until the Summer Wells case. And I still put it to the side. Serenity created a need for me to open it up. And why I had to open that up is because, I looked at her information. Like I told you guys, when you're looking for information that hasn't been exposed probably yet, you go to the banners, you go to the vigils, you go to the flyers, you go to the weird people that are standing in the background acting like they're doing a vigil. That's what you do. And you pay attention to what the cookie cutters are doing to send information to their people. When I tell you it's a cookie cutter, I'm not joking. Like, I'm almost at the point, like, excuse the language, are you fucking kidding me? Really? So I just don't understand how, if the FBI and everyone who's involved in seeing this hasn't recognized this. And I'm not making it up, because I'm going to show you. I've showed you for the last 8 months, but I'm going to show you Serenity and how and why she was the first one to receive justice. And she, I would say, went through the same horrific thing as Summer, as Michael, as Lena, as Harmony, as Oakley, all of them. All of them. All of them. The only difference is they were just maybe in different sequences, but they all wound up being the same situation at the end of the day. So Serenity's photos, I knew that yesterday, a couple days ago, I can't remember what day, I said I was going to do a certain PDF. I actually wound up putting together 3 PDFs, because as soon as I started looking at Serenity's, there's a connection, a major connection between the Serenity case and the Watts case. It's that guy holding the banner. I don't know who he is, but even if he's not the guy holding the banner that's the connection, he was the connection that represented it to me. I don't know who he is or who that girl is on the other side, but the two of them brought my mind, the girl with the pointy nose, it brought me to Harmony. And this guy right here brought me to that little picture I showed you of someone like actually kissing their mother like that. She's a very famous actress in the UK. Okay? So as soon as I open this up, I'm like, okay, something is really speaking to me. And then it just was just like a flood of information. So it took me a while. Have some patience with me, please, as I go through the 3 PDFs. If anyone has never, those who know me, I go on and I just start to talk, and I just allow it to bring me to the direction that I'm supposed to go. This little girl is happy, and she's proud to be the first one. She needed to be the first one. Serenity McKinney. We know her story. If you don't know her story, just quickly look it up. She was, her body part was found. I go to each and every, what I do in the beginning with these cases, I've had this stuff already packed away for a day like today. So that's what happens. I gather information knowing it's going to be used at the time it's supposed to. This couldn't be, Serenity's information wouldn't be used before because we wouldn't know what it meant. We wouldn't understand it. So now you are seeing a pattern here. Michael Vaughn's, all of their, any of the cases I've mentioned have a banner on a fence just like this, and in back of the fence is the red truck. It's a red truck and a white truck, a red truck and a red Toyota truck and a white car. The white car's there. It's. I'm going to show you the next photo. You just don't see it. The white car's always there. It's by the building. It's all the way in the back. We all know that this truck was put in here as a deep fake to communicate to their people, because that red truck has, all the way in the left-hand side, and I'm going to get a better photo of it because it's in this presentation. It's right there. Some fake stuff on it, but that's the same one that was in Harmony's, Michael Vaughn's, all of them. Here are the other kids' trucks and fences. Summerwell's banner, this is the banner that no one seems to be paying attention to. Her banner shows that she went into a hole in the ground. Her banner shows the house that is bleeding out from the top of the poster. I've showed this before. It's not a poster, because if you look up in the right-hand corner of Summerwell's poster, the house bleeds into the poster. We know that that's not even possible. She's in that box with her head on the corner. The box is under the poster. I haven't touched these, you guys. This is the poster that they put on his house. This is the fake poster that they put on the ground when they do videos of Don Wells's property. Her situation and what happened to her is all right there. I still don't believe that is Summer Wells in the picture right next, that second picture. I believe that is somebody else, and I am dying to know what her name is. I really, really, really want to know if her name is Julia. It's very important to me because there are photos that we have of Summer that are just not Summer. I mean, they are not Summer. You look in that face and here it is. You guys, you don't have to be a medium to know that this isn't Summer. Here it comes. That is not Summer. That's not Summer. You could just feel it. Instantaneously, you could feel that this face is a male. It's not even a girl. This is who I think was Michael Vaughn. It is not Summer. So, FYI to anyone who thinks you've tricked all of us, you haven't. So, Michael Vaughn's is the same thing. Michael Vaughn's gives. I did a video, a whole live on him, showing that his banner on the fence by the leaves and the trees. Oh yeah, the leaves and the trees. That's very important. They put stuff in there. They just put stuff. It's just messages or whatever they do. It's in the leaves, trees, bark, whatever. I did a whole presentation on him, how his photo tells you exactly what they did to him in the one that he's sitting in the leaves. Tells a story. Then you have Oakley Carlson. Her banner, and I went over that with you guys a couple days ago, tells the story. It's not the same photo that is being passed around in as her Amber Alert photo or as missing children's. Just isn't. So these are examples to show you that there's a reason to their madness, and I've really picked it apart, and I understand it, and I know the cookie cutters. So this is why I get the information that I do to confirm the things that I see. Mind you, I know what I'm looking for. Right? This is the Lena. Lena was taken before the day they said she was taken. I have sent and spent way too much time trying to get through to the detectives. If you just look at these photos, I'm just throwing in some extra things. I'm going to go back on track, but when I come across photos as I'm preparing, I need to throw them in. And I need to say this about Lena. And Lena wants you to know she was taken before anyone knew she was taken. Period. End of story. That's what it was. That's what it is. And if you look in Lena's photos, you could see all the way in the back, she has a red truck and a white one. Let me see if I could pull that up as an individual one. Lena's shows exactly the same information as far as what's in the background. Oh, wait, maybe I did. Wait, let me see if I did another page on her. Oh, I did. Okay, awesome. Lena, if the FBI and whoever's doing these cases would just give it a chance and watch the stuff that I have, they are asking to be busted. The white car and the red truck is in every case. And that is not a coincidence. At first, I'm like, oh, maybe that is a coincidence. But this is Lena. Lena's situation is exactly what happened to Summer. It's the same, you guys. There's the fake microphone sticking in his arm. Well, we see the fake microphone sticking in Robin's neck. We see it sticking in Summer's neck. So that's not so crazy. That's what it is. And that person at her vigils is basically holding whatever that is that they worship that has to do with Lena. That's a very important. That's Lena to them. Don't ask me how, but they're worshiping it. And that's being held right up to the vigil prayer. Well, Lena was taken this day at the park. This was the day she was taken. But it wasn't the day that they say it was. She wasn't even wearing this outfit. That's why the father was confused what she was wearing. Everyone's like, how did they not know what she was wearing? Just like Don and Candace, they don't know what she was wearing the day she was really gone. Mm-mm. So if you look in the bottom right-hand corner, you'll see the white truck and the red, because that is really a mechanism. That red truck is holding one of those red boxes. That's why it looks that way. So even if it goes on a white truck, because I believe it went on a white truck in Summer's case, because I have photos of the red, like basically they tried to cover the white truck up with red, and it kind of seeped off. But I'm just going to keep repeating all this until someone really, and authorities really give a damn. Literally. I wish someone would give this or else I just have to start hitting the media, setting out major pamphlets, because no one's doing anything. And let me tell you guys, if anyone is here is for animal rights, they're sacrificing animals too. I'm going to show you. In the Watts case, I'm going to show you a sick-ass photo. And you're going to be like, that's exactly what the Wells did, because it's the exact same photo. I get just as pissed when I see dogs, when I see that, and they're doing it. Animals are part of these sacrifices, period. It's what it is. So this is Lena. Lena has the machines back there. She has all the same stuff. In one of the photos, you can actually see, you could see everything that's going on here. All right, back to the posters, back to the banners. When you look at these banners, I really want you to look at them as one full photo, because for those that haven't heard me say this, I believe full-heartedly they wind up somewhere in these holes. These are underground. Whatever it is, they're underground. They're underground. And whatever that is, it's of importance, and it's something that they're bragging about, and they need to show that this process was done. And here is the photo, and no one's going to understand it, so here it is. They think no one's going to understand it, but after you do it so many times to so many children, which I can't even say it out loud because it actually makes me sick, it starts to really show. Because all the photos are looking the same. All the photos are looking the same. At first, when I first saw that photo of Summer with that thing around her neck, I'm like, what the heck is that? Well, now she has a thing around her neck, and she has her head in the corner of the hole. So it's all adding up. She has her head in the corner of the hole. Same photos as I show you the fake Benny's whole head is in. Same photos as I show you Don is in. Same thing. It's in the corner of that box. And all the children have the same thing, you guys. There, this is like, I kind of put lines around it so you know what to look at. I'm showing you the outline of the house. I mean, that house shows up in many, many, many situations. It's a white barn. It's a white barn with a red trim. That's what it is. It's white. Just like she said months ago, if anyone ever listened to one of my lives when I was channeling, I spit out, and I didn't even know I spit it out, big shed. You guys will remember the ones that were on that live. I didn't even know I did it until I listened back to my own live. I'm like, wait, what did I say? It just came out. That's what happens. So that's why the only one I listen to is myself fully. I listen to myself, my lives afterwards, to see if I have any clues that I said. And Big Shed came out so crystal clear, and I didn't even know I said it. I remember I was like, wow. That was the first time it happened on YouTube. This is exactly what happened this summer, and that is Robin. This is the banner that showed up in their fake parade. That banner turns to that. Remember I said it crumbles up just like, whose was crumbled? McCain? Madeline's was crumbled. I said it's not crumbled. That's what they do to it. This is very significant because it puts Robin and Candace together holding the banner. And they're not holding the banner. They're holding what happened to Summer. This is what happened to her. Not only what happened to her, one of the steps that happened to her. And Robin, do you see that thing around Robin's neck, that white thing with the letters? Hold on to this one. That matches up with that piece that Benny has around his neck. I'm going to show you. But this is what you see is what they're doing. This is what they covered up because they're parading and they're proud and they cover it in purple. Cover everything in purple. Here you go. The thing around Robin's neck matches up the words, match it up to what Benny's laying with, the fake Benny. I call him the fake Benny because I really don't know who that is, you guys. I swear to God. Obviously, it's not him because it can't be, right? But I just don't see how that is possible unless it's the same piece. And that piece brings the parties together. It brings the parties together. and it's really there. It's not fakely there. There's certain things that are really there because they have these ceremonies and they're doing what they need to do somewhere else, and then they place the deep fake over it. So they put a reality one over it so it could be shared in the world. Their goal is to share it, but they're not sharing it loud and proud. They're sharing it where God doesn't really give a fuck because it's being hidden. So it's like saying, oh, but I told you it was in the drawer. Well, no, you didn't. You covered it up. Like, no, I told you it was right here. No, you didn't. You covered it. Was in your purse. How am I supposed to see it? That's what they're doing. That's what they do. But this is very important to see. This is how I gather the information, right? And then information leads me to more information. So here goes Serenities. So by me putting that piece aside of that wordage, I'm like, what is that? I wasn't even going to keep it. Allowed me to match them up. And by matching them up, it just shows that there's common evidence. Like, that's a real piece of evidence somewhere. They should just ask Robin where it is. It's on her neck. They should ask Robin where it is. Here's Serenity's banner again. There's 3 different versions of this banner. This version, all the way I circled in white, gives you that little 5. Everything is the 5. I'm over that. Like the 5 is everywhere, right? This one, the cup moved, his hands moved, the lady moved. It's the same banner. They switched it around a little bit. That's how I know if it's important. These are important because they have so many different versions. All the different versions give me all different information. We're going back to showing you the red truck in the back and the white truck in the back. We're going back to Serenity. So what I did is I opened up with Serenity, showed you a bunch of information quickly for those who are new, or else I would have just gone to this, but I really think I need to discuss it further so those understand how I got to this theory outside of my own, intuition. And if I say anything outside of what I'm looking for, I just don't care to even touch it, because there's a lot of crazy stuff in here. There's your red truck. Now, we all know that was superimposed in there, right? But the picture has a lot of information, and that's what they do. But just by having that in there, with the red Toyota truck and the white one, connects the cases. No one's doing that unless the cases are the same. They're using the same cookie cutters for information. They're using the same crazy symbols to communicate and discuss. Maybe they're discussing where they are next. Maybe, I don't know. It doesn't matter, but this is what's in Serenity's banner, and no one's noticed it. I mean, that shit's sitting on top of the car. And look at the back seat of the car. It's the same as the truck in summer. It's the same as the truck in all these cases. That one down the middle is Harmony. The one all the way with the bright truck with the white, with the something in the back, it's those white things. Michael Vaughn. It shows up in all the cases, you guys. I know all of them. And they use it as a prop for a conversation. They use it as a prop as conversation. And this guy was, let go, because he wasn't in town that day. Like, I heard that. I'm like, really? Really? It didn't happen that day. Stupid asses. Didn't happen that day. And then I also said that this is the other reason why Harmony is really speaking loud, because this is her rock. These kids, that's either rock, cement, it's an important piece that represents them, may I say. Timothy Pitzer has the one on the bottom. He has a rock. Obviously, we know that Summer has a rock because guess what? They did a rock dedication. Everyone's like, why are they doing a rock dedication? You guys, the rock is very symbolic. If anyone remembers, and I think I put it in here, I'll double check. If anyone does remember about the Watts case, the girlfriend or someone, they went back to the room to put the rock. They put a rock under one of the girls' beds or something, and they found this rock. Now, I tried to find a picture of it. She had a rock too. They just didn't know what that rock was. There it is. I did put it in here. Chris Watts. This is Chris Watts. That was found under the bed, under Bella's bed. It's some, they don't know, I can't, no one really even gave 2 cents to it because there's nothing written about it other than they don't know if it's a rock or a crystal. But it says that Chris Watts looked up the element on Google, looked it up on Google. It was on his Google Drive. It's on his Google Drive. That stone's for forgiveness and letting go of past wrongs. It symbolizes it. The special mineral exposes one's heart, and brings about soothing waves of life force energy that helps reset one's emotional body. Whatever these guys are holding on to, it comes out very, very, very strong for me. They believe is giving them a reset. I know this is right because I feel it. It's coming out right now because I couldn't understand why I put this in here. That's what they're all holding on to. Oh my God, that's what they're all putting on their bodies, like these little rock things, like these little bones. And I think that they think it's going to be best for them. Like it's for them to be healthier. Wow. Oh wow. Wow, that's why she really wanted to come back for that rock. He forgot that, and he forgot his cell phone. We all know it was a cell phone that runs this whole thing. See, I wouldn't have come across this stuff if Serenity wasn't first. Because I know I put rocks aside. I'm like, they have a rock, they have a bone. I don't know what they have. They have something that they're putting all over their bodies. And then I'm like, why does Summer have a rock dedication? And I looked at it. It was such a strange video. All of his are strange videos. All of them are. But that one was extra strange. And then when I saw Serenity, a picture of her flyers, one was exact same photo with the flyer with the rock, and it was exact same photo with the flower without the with the flyer without the rock. I'm like, okay, well, you dumb masses. Obviously, the rock means something because you had done that, and posted both of them. Here's her flyer. One of the flyers. The stuff in the background of these flyers is very interesting. That lady is in the back just like that. And here's the man with that thing on his neck. We've seen that. That's in the flyer. This is in the flyer. Now, everything is meant to be. I was going through YouTube. I don't know who posted it. Oh my God, I know who posted it. That one guy that I always go listen to. He's so oh my God, his voice actually could put me to sleep. But he's great. And he showed the shoe, a shoe that Benny, I think, picked up when Molly was there. I had to look back. But all I did is I took a picture of the shoe. I'm like, I've seen that shoe before. Yeah, you guys. A shoe like that are on all the kids, especially on Serenity. I'm like, I've seen that shoe. Why doesn't anyone see that that shoe looks so strange? It's the strangest shoe. Because those shoes are, they need shoes like that. They have to wear shoes like that. I don't know who picked it up. I think it was Benny. He probably came down to grab that shoe because it just freshly came off of someone. But I could tell you right now, Molly, if you saw that you have pictures of it, please post them. Please post the picture if you saw that shoe there, because I think it was the day. Actually, I know it was the day because now I'm recalling it. That Molly Golightly was arguing with Benny at the bottom of their driveway, and and Benny's trying to make a big fuss, but I think he was doing all that rudeness and stuff so no one would notice he's bending down for a shoe. That's what I think, because I'm like, well, that's unnecessary. Like, I'm like, well, I don't, what's the so unnecessary? That shoe, I think, was picked up by him. And that is a very important shoe, you guys. And it is. It's just the bottom of the poster. There he has some of my elements on it. Here's Serenity's face on that poster. You all see what I see, I'm sure. Here's the shoe. Okay, so whoever's friends with her or whatever, this shoe that you see right here is just like the shoe. This shoe also was worn in Harmony's case. The picture you have here is actually that real Harmony Montgomery had a vigil. At that vigil, I grabbed the photos. It showed a lot of information that just totally confirmed that Harmony Montgomery, this was done by parents or whoever. The lady in the pointy face, who is also here for Serenity's, had one of those shoes on, just one. And then that's what you see in the bottom left-hand corner. Up on top is Serenity's. That little thing there that's on it, that little plastic thing that's shaped like that, that's the important part of the shoe. Like, if you could find any of those on their property, I suggest to call the FBI. Here are the two people that I know I've seen before. I'm like, okay, I've seen you guys before in these cases. They're trying to hide a little bit. Now, this girl, to me, is that same girl, and I'm going to open chat up. What do you guys think? Do you think that's the same person? See, she's at Serenity's, holding Serenity's banner, and she's the lady that was at Harmony Montgomery's with that tube thing in her neck. It's the one with the fuzzy on her hood. Or let me see. Oh, Ernie Shell asked for the shoe? I'm opening chat up because it's very important, you guys. That shoe is evidence. I'm telling you. All right, you guys, I have chat open. Tell me about the shoe. Do you know who has the shoe? Because I think that the TBI has to get that shoe. They should get that shoe. How would Ernie have that shoe? Right, that's why I gave the definition on that green gem. They're gonna go auction off the shoe and make money. Who has the shoe right now? Does Benny K have the shoe or Ernie? Benny has the shoe. Okay, so listen to me. That shoe, look at that shoe, you guys. That shoe is extremely, extremely important. That shoe is evidence in the case. Okay, Benny has it. Anyone who listens to his channel or maybe knows him, maybe could tell him that we need the shoe. You have to see, they'd like to bring the shoe to the TBI and ask to tell the TBI. Tell the TBI to request the shoe. Ernie wanted it? Oh, that has to go to evidence. That shoe is a photo of a photo that's like sort of, okay, I'm going to go out of chat now. I'm going to go back. Okay, so either way, it doesn't matter who has it. I'm going to let TBI know that that shoe's of importance because I have the photos and I just have to let them know that. That's just what it will happen. And if they cause a fuss over the shoe, that's going to be a big problem for them. Just by causing a fuss is a problem. Okay, here is the girl in the picture. And that's what's behind her head. So, Serenity actually has a lot of information. Now, is this is where your jaw is going to start to drop. I had to go through all that to start to get to some really cool, crazy stuff. This is where I need to definitely put my disclaimer. Everything that I say and do here falls under this Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Everything that I have here has come from social media, people who have already put it out there because they are building their brand. So take the photos for what they're worth. They're worth nothing. This guy looks just like the one that's his mom. She's famous in UK. When I put their faces together, they're, to me, they're the same person. How I got to this lady, how I even got to this, was all because of Serenity. This is going to blow your mind what you're going to see. Serenity made me aware. This is how this shit works. Serenity, by her being the first domino to fall, give the domino effect to all these cases, which it is. By her doing that as the first one, for me, I can only say for me, how it affected me. Everyone's going to affect you differently. And the YouTubers, don't fight and don't do any drama. If you don't do any of that and you just put that stuff to the side, think this all through. Like, actually say, I wonder why Serenity, like, why her first? It's all strategic, you guys. So if you put your brain towards the case of figuring out exactly like who did it, like you're playing a detective's game, right? Through Serenity's information brought me to the Watts case. I'm looking at the Watts case and I'm looking at the Watts girlfriend, and I decide to go, you guys are not going to believe this. I decide to be like, okay, I know that the best pictures come off Instagram, right? So I go to the girlfriend, I go to the Instagram, and what pops up is this actress under her Instagram name. So this is new information for the Watts people. If anyone wants to send this in, the husband's girlfriend, who's off scot-free, is friends with and must follow her because these Instagram photos are connected to her account. And that's going to be the next PDF. You're going to not believe this. Just a couple more photos of Serenity. This is one of her vigils. It's the same, the little girl, with that stuff on her back. All of these vigils have information that just shows consistency, that they're all together. There's one more page in this one. So that, to me, explains why Serenity is first. And all the kids around them are literally cheering and having a party, and they're really, really excited, because if I could continue this and really, really listen without moving on to the next, I want to stay with the Summerwell's missing children's cases. I think I should do a foundation for that or something. Summerwell's missing children's cases. This was the photo. This was the first photo that popped up under Watts's mistress's Instagram. One of her pictures, because I wouldn't have got, that's how I got to this picture. I don't know who this is, and she's in UK. That's her son. I guess she's pretty famous. That's her son. So I'm like, oh, well, wait, who is it? And at first I'm like, is this his girlfriend? Oh, this is a photo that I'll definitely do later. I'm like, is that his, who is that? So I look at the next two photos, and wait, let me get this in here. Downloading. Okay, it's like a new thing it does. Now this is 50 pages of this whole conversation. I look at the photo, I'm like, wait a minute, is this the girlfriend? I don't understand. What is she doing kissing that young little boy? Like, the whole thing was so confusing to me, and I was like, well, how did I even get to this? I'm like, how did I get to this photo? Because then I realized it wasn't his girlfriend anymore. But when I go backwards, it brings me, when I push the cursor back, it brings me back to her Instagram photos. So I want to make it very clear that this information came from Chris Watts's girlfriend. Okay? Who has nothing to do with these cases. I'm going to try to stay very open and let you guys just look at these photos, because my mouth still dropped from the photos, because I have been looking at this equipment for 8 months, and you're going to get a close-up look at every piece of it. You ready? You're going to get a close-up look at this in action. And now, if you all think it's not real, then you're really, really in a coma, and you have to wake up. You have to wake up. If this doesn't get the FBI on their toes to go get these people, I really don't know. I'm really gonna need to hit the media and the celebrity base, and I know who to call, and I know who to get this out to, because these photos are so clear. That equipment is on his body. That equipment is on his body. Do you see that little piece all the way to the right that I put a circle around? That's the white piece. That's the same look and shape and everything. That's the same white piece. It's in all of his photos. It's always on the machine, but that's the one I think that gets marked, and that's what they keep it. They keep it. That's what gets marked. This is his mother. I'm allowed to show these, you guys, because I got it from social media. She likes to be famous, and she loves when people share her photos. So that's what I'm doing. Okay? This is the mom. Now let me tell you what she's doing. She's not kissing him. She's not kissing him. This is the blood thing. This is what the whatever that group, the Kents, the Beastons, this is exactly, I'm going to actually pick the photo up. I'm going to put the photo up. Was doing with her child. With her child. You guys are not, seriously, you're going to just be blown away. This is wait, Beeston. Let's take a look at that for a minute. Let's see if I can find it quickly. Oh, wow. Oh my God, the pictures from her group of photos. Oh my gosh, you guys. Look what they look like now. That's her son. It's a picture of supposedly her son. He's strapped into the sand. And I know they do this. The fuck? He's strapped into the sand, and there's the little heart. Why didn't I see these before? Oh no, I got distracted. Oh God, you guys, they're so bad. Okay, wait. Let me find a picture of her kissing her son. It's normal. Young, let's see, young. It's under young. Young couples with box. Okay. All right. I found it. Okay, let me find the one with her kissing her son the same way. So whoever didn't see this, this video that I did, this girl was in the water. She's in, they say they're at Bora Bora. Now, they might be, right? They are doing the same thing as this lady. So before I continue, I just want to show you that this is international. All these guys are international. They have the same equipment on them. I'm going to put more up. Just so you see, for those who are like, well, where'd she come up with this? I have been looking at it for a very, very, very long time. This is their son. See that thing between their legs? You have to see these because I'm going to show you, re-show you them all here. Just notice the shapes, okay? The shapes are very important as you, maybe I should just, you know what I should do? Maybe I'll just match up the shapes as I move along. Okay, here we go. I'm going to do that. So this here is this. I think that it's, wait, what's on her hands and her legs. It's right there. Let me find another one. So these were the young couples. I've never heard from anybody. Obviously, no one cares that they're wearing this stuff on their bodies and doing this. Guess what? I do care. So this is her in the water, right? We just get a few more before I move on, so you could get a real good understanding of what you're looking at. So theirs was pretty clear, but it still wasn't clear enough for me to feel comfortable. So I was like, oh man, I really wanted really clear photos of this, and this is what this lady has given me. It's too big of a photo. This lady has given me real clear photos of what they're wearing. And this kind of equipment, you guys, is on summer. This is what's on summer. This is what winds up being on summer. All right, so here's the one I wanted to show you, and then I'll move on, because this is the one that you will see throughout all of these pictures. I want you to notice everything about it. Wait. Copy. Okay, so wait a minute. Okay, let me make this smaller. All right, so photos like this is what she's doing with her child, okay? I think that this is Beeston Bunch. Okay, so you get the gist of what she's got on her. Wait, I have a few more that show it a little bit better. I want you to notice, you know, I call it the equipment. I don't know what else to call it, but notice what's on them and in the water. This is the first time I saw it like this. Like Summer Wells' case, I saw it all over the place. Like they're like one big mess. It's like the Wells doing this on crack. Like literally, like these kids don't do the drugs that they do, that the Wells do. So the Wells couldn't handle this. This is like a major to do. And I don't think the Wells are not engaged in all of this. They're engaged in sections of it, right? Wait, edit, copy. Okay. They're engaged in sections of it. I think they're the ones who help get the kids. But there you go. So this is what I'm showing you. I'm showing you stuff like this. And this is the first time, like I'm saying, the first time I ever even saw something like this was opening up these guys' photos. Okay, so you see that. I don't have to show any more of that, but this will give you a real clear understanding that it's not the first time. I'm pulling it aside with this lady because I know what it is, right? I've seen it. I've seen it. So all she's doing for me is validating the fact that this is going on. See, now when you look at the equipment, see how you see it, because you know what to look for. So it's very easy to hide because people don't know there to even look for it. You know, like he said since I was a kid, I don't see it till I see it. And no one understood what I meant, but that's the truth. I really can't, I don't understand it till I get it. Like until, you know, I don't see something till I see it. Here's more photos. She takes care of him. I don't know how this hasn't been noticed. But these photos are going to give you locations. And those locations that we see here match up to all my elements. This is jaw-dropping to me, you guys. I'm sorry. Like, I'm still in awe. Even the frog that he's sucking from, that's the medication. And it's a frog head. That's what they use, the frog face. The frog face like that is in everyone's faces. That's what's on the kids' faces. And look at those separate rooms behind you, you guys. This is on her Instagram. To me, those are the rooms with the closed door because those rooms are maroon and they're set off by cement. I mean, I'm not saying this is Summer Wells, but this is the cookie cutter. We don't know where this is. This is the cookie cutter. This is what the cookie cutter is. This is them in the water with her son. It's not her son. I mean, this isn't. Look what he has, machines on him. Yeah, we know what these look like. That's his arm. It's his arm. That's his stomach. Now, what you see around his belly looks like a finger. They use that all the time in Summer Wells' case, all the time. And he has like that, like a fake face mask on his stomach. That's This is the Summer Wells case right in front of you. So this is Summer Wells missing children's case right in front of you, real on the This is what they're doing. I think that she is running this thing. I think they're famous. I really don't know. I really don't care, but this should go to TNZ. Put on TNZ. They'd love this shit. Oh my God. I'm eating licorice. Um, do you believe this? Right. Anyone know TNZ? They'd eat this up. They're machines. They're like pieces of bone and shit on them. Mm-hmm. You guys, are you comprehending that they have this stuff on their body and this is what's all over the Summer Wells missing children's cases? This is the equipment. She's the dummy that is literally putting it on like it's legal. They use this little boy. So there in his picture, you see the boxes in the background, the white and the red. Those are something of important. Like that's something that goes with these kids. It goes with them. It's really sad. But I will look into more information on who this is. So here she is with her son. Now she has on her body a lot's going on. A lot. She has that fish thing that I showed you on Summer's t-shirt, and in the picture I think it was Ernie with those two kids. She has that in her hair. That's all coming from this. So you look at her body. See how the most important thing to find is that red heart is what gets put on the body. Like those are being put everywhere for something. I mean, obviously blood or some sort. Because she's not kissing him. She's like doing something. There's something on her chin. There's something on her chin. Like that's not a normal photo. See like that fish? See like that fish-like thing? These are not normal. See, they've got something between them. It's like they have something between them. Here it is again. She has the glowing heart on her forehead. He's sucking from her chin. He is sucking from her chin, I think. Here he is again. I don't know what they used him for, but these are the Summer Wells missing children's equipment. So however we slice and dice this, this is the stuff that I've been looking at since the beginning. Now here's someone in the pool doing this with him. I think that's her boyfriend. He's famous too. They both are. Nothing that I would watch, but this is so clear. Like, what are you doing to him? Like, dude, what are you doing to him? He's got those things sticking out of his leg. And the number 5 and 3 shows up everywhere on their stuff, you guys. So as far as, you know, what that is, number 3 and number 5 is all I see with Candace and Don. Don number 5 and number 3 is a coin flip to me. I have my suggestions, but yep. Okay, this also confirms my philosophy. Check this out, how dumb she is. This is the picture of inside of the car that I've been talking to you guys about. This is the fake car. Now, the fake car has no window. Like, she's showing that it has no window on the one side. And she's showing really, really important information right there in his. Now, that's the iPad they use. This is their telephone. This is what they use. You think that they're reading from a book in church. This is what they're using. This is it. This is what they're using. I've seen it. Like, I've seen Robin. She has an iPad. She's not holding a Bible. She's an iPad. She's an iPad. So this is what's on this guy's iPad, and he has no window. And this is the same scene as I showed you with their heads in the corner, and it looks like it's like sticking out of a window. They built a car. They built a kill zone and have covered it up to make it look like a car. That's all. They're not driving. I knew they were never driving. So crazy. Oh my, okay, so here's the car. You see the bee, you see all the stuff he's connected to. His hand is basically like literally connected and inside that phone. And I think that that's like used as connects to whatever's next to him. It's got to take his blood. That's all I could think of. Is it's just that's what that mechanism is. Whoever made that mechanism has to be in medical manufacturing. They have to be they have to have some medical manufacturing behind them. Some big name, some big factory that can make this stuff and mass produce it, because there's a lot of them. Some big ass company's going to go down with this. Whoever manufactures that's going to go down with the group. It's going to be a massive domino effect. I would never have found this if Serenity didn't go first, you guys. And it's really, so they use that iPad. It's part of the machinery. He's supposed to be blind, and I'm thinking he's not. I don't know. See, there's a V in there, so it's being used for something. The way his hand is in there is exactly how Candace's was. Now look at this. It's got information on here. It says Bedford 3. Like, I think that's what it shows. I bet you whoever has one of these right now, and if they're watching, it's like, oh my God, they actually did show the screen for a minute. Is what I feel. I feel like that's like a real photo of what they're doing. And it might be something in there. They may play it as a game. Like, it might have been maybe a game that was created by someone, and they get access to it. Because when you hear Hunter, okay, so I was just told that's why Hunter said they're addicted to the games, or they're playing games. Maybe this is what they're playing. Maybe this is what they're playing. It's a little closer picture to what's on this lady. She has the 3 little pricks logo, like that fish. That's on the back of his head. That's her hand, that really creepy thing on the right hand side. Now look at this photo. All the way to the right are those chairs. Look at that. So we may not want to look at her, but behind her is a location for the Summer Wells Missing Children. This is a location that they use because it has everything I would look for. It has the white truck. It has the moving parts. They're sitting in a chair. She's holding something in her lap. Like this to me is showing a location. For sure. And he just looks scared out of his mind. Okay, here's some pictures of her swimming. Now, every time she goes out, every time she goes out in the water, that thing with the black face and the white and the red heart it's always with her. It's always with her. And that makes sense because when the kids are in the water, there's always a black masked person, and then there's always like white with a red heart. But this is what's on her body. She's got that thing coming out between her legs, and that's what her sides look like. And the one up top is under her arm. Like, see, you'll see something is under her armpit, like sort of. It's one of those flat. It's one of those flat white things with the red heart in the middle. They're pretty constant. And that is not really, we don't know what's going on here, but whatever she is doing, I know it sounds as sick as can be, but this is a real photo. I could only tell you to use your own imagination because this photo is really sick. That's what I could say about this. It kind of makes me ill. Okay. This is her other daughter. I'm showing faces, you guys. I usually wouldn't, but they have to be shown. They have to be shown because these kids are in danger. These kids are in danger. It's her other little girl. I don't know who she is. But this is what's on those necks. You look just a little closer, they have all of that stuff in their ear and on their neck. She's selling them out. This really reminds me of the JonBenet Ramsey. Oh, that's so funny. This guy's number 3. When I show you more photos, he's number 3. Wait a minute, and so is Benet Ramsey, number 3. Yeah, he's number 3 too, I know that. Let me see something. Benet. I want to see if I have the picture right here because I'm not going to go real far. You know, this really reminds me of that case. Oh, here it is. You know what? A lot of the same things they use. These kids are dressed up like it's really strange. But here's Benet Ramsey. He's number 3 too. And it's with in his eye. And their symbols really, really remind me of these little girls. I mean, look, they look alike. And these are her last photos, and no one has noticed that she's got metal sticking out of her head with the red heart. It's going to be her if someone doesn't save her. I mean, look at the Benet Ramsey pictures. They're the same. This girl has a lot of Benet Ramsey. Wow. They look alike. and the things that she does to this little girl. All right, I'm going to continue. So this is what's on her, both of them. They both are covered. They're both covered in this stuff. And this is their family taking a walk. Look at their fingers. Look at their hands. Look at her neck. And that's in her here and in her purse. And she's the one of those things that connect body to body is right there on her son. There she is. She's got that thing connected to her arm from his elbow. It's real. It's real. That's really what they're doing. They're just covering it up with smiling. Here she is with her husband. Oh, I guess it is her husband or boyfriend. But really what they're doing is right in front of you. Their bodies are connected with that little white thing. That's one of her daughters, and if you look all the way in the back, she has the bones in the back. And they have a rock thing between their noses. I mean, they're not kissing. Do you want to know something really funny? This equipment here is like the same equipment that I played you the other day of someone's video, thinking he's a hero like Superman. Same. These are the same. This is the same equipment. Ah, there he is, like holding on to her. There's the bones in the back. She has a room. She had a room filled of clothes, lots and lots of clothes for the kids. There, she has a couple rooms that look just like that. Here she is. What the Coke bottle looks like really on the bottom is on the bottom left-hand corner. This family, to me, could break everything wide open. And Chris Watts could break everything wide open if he cares to. Because remember, his fiance, Chris Watts' fiance, has these photos. That's where it came from. There's a dog with a patch on his eye. And look at in her hair. See in her hair how it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 hearts? Isn't that crazy? Same equipment. It's between her legs. This was, some of these pictures I show you are really not as important, but ones like this are. This is what's on her shirt. Let me go back. That's on her shirt. This is obviously a photo that she posed for because she has like the bones in her legs and that stuff between her legs. She's got all, she's like swimming in Summer Wells Missing Children stuff. This photo gives the hearts, but this one also matches up with the gold heart on Summer's lip. Matches up. I'll show you. Because I know that they're involved somehow, right? Let me see if I can get to Summer's lip. All right. Let me look real fast. I mean, I know some people know what it looks like, but all right. I'm trying to see if I could quickly find, let me put them this way. That same photo that I have of Summer, we all have it, but it just may not have been looked at, that it would be a major element in this case. But really, it is a major element in this case. Okay. I want to see it on her lip. Right? Let's see. Oh my goodness. She has so much information. You know, that's why Summer Wells, she's just everyone, it's just she's really captivated. She did what she needed to do to get all of our attention. She did what she needed to do. Let me see if it's in here. Well, I'll just use this as an example. Brother. Hate when I can't find it. Yeah, this is the girl. There's no way that's Summer. There's no way. That's so not Summer. Even her parents think that they could trick all of us YouTubers. Well, I'm not going to pull that up right now. I just had to put this up here real fast. They want us to think that's Summer. So, okay. I'll get it later. You know, the patient's sweat. So this is more the close up of her machinery. In the middle is the A, and it spells something. It definitely gives initials, but at this point, I don't need to figure out the initials. You know, I just know they're there. This is a family photo, so they're number 3 as well. They're 3 and the 5. They have the exact same. They have the same logo here as Lena, Summer, Michael. That should be maybe one I pulled together. Because that's the 3, the one that I circled in the middle. It's almost like a 3 and then like a squiggle and then a 5. Like there's a different variation. I think that could be used to pull these cases together. This is one of their family photos. And I definitely believe that they're doing that same thing to the little girls probably. They did the JonBenet Ramsey case. A family photo. So I'm still on that family from the UK because, again, those who just maybe joined, this UK family was found. I found her through researching into photos from the Watts case. Chris Watts' mistress or girlfriend. I went to her Instagram photos, which brought me to this lady. And they were definitely much more interesting looking than hers. All right, here's the couple. They're obviously not kissing. There's something between their nose. And someone's got to remember, a while back on a video, I was watching, it was a panel. It was a panel with, of course, Penny was on it with a bunch of people. That's what it was, with a bunch of people. No, Scott? Someone did, was a bunch of people, and in one room, they had all the rooms. I'm like, oh, here they go again. They're doing another sacrifice. And there is a lady there, I think we're live at Don's, that had huge lips. And people were, and I'm like, is that one, and no one noticing that they're doing a sacrifice? All they could do is stare at this lady's lips. She had super long black hair, and she had these huge lips and big breasts. I'm like, no one knew who she was. She didn't say anything. She sort of just sat there like the queen. She just sat there like running it. Like I'm looking at it, and I went into my voodoo place, and I'm like, she's running this thing. I wonder if I match her up to the photo. She could possibly have been the one with them. but there was like 6 or 8 different windows going. And then they say that she adopted a little baby. Oh, this little baby is hooked up. So this one was interesting because right between them, that's on her body, that's on her back, and there's the little heart. So, and they have like that wire. These are tubes. These are the tubes that I see everywhere. They're thin tubes. Like they take little bit of blood at a time, like thin, and they're connected. It's kind of gross. It's like, see them in their neck, but this is what they're doing. This is what they're doing. So I think that between, all of, I'm not done yet. This was UK. Oh, and then I wanted to go over the watts to show you how, because I did it. I'm like, oh, they have they're the cookie cutter. It's crazy. It's like the Watts family and that lady I just showed you. They have no interest in covering anything up. So it's really easy to grab their stuff. I did want to go over a few things of the Watts case. You guys, now that you see and understand the elements that I've pulled to the side, this is you're going to see how it connects so beautifully. This is a photo, an aerial photo of the blanket that was found by the drones. And I think that they found the bodies somewhere near or whatever. If you look really closely to this blanket, I think that this looks like a cement thing. This looks like a plaster. This looks like a plaster piece. I have to find out a little bit more about this because it has the 3 prongs, like fish-like thing. It has all the elements that I circled. That those are the elements in the Summer Wells Missing Children's cases. So I need to find out a little bit more about this because it wouldn't make any sense that this wasn't noticed like that they wouldn't notice it. Chris Watts shares a lot. Their case really helped me identify things that are elements that are stronger than I thought they would be. This here just shows you that they started as when their kids were little babies. So I wanted to make sure it fell into my theory, and my theory is they didn't have a choice. They were born into it. So far, all of my photos that I've gotten from the cases I'm working on goes all the way back. So I'm like, well, if I'm going to put the Watts up there like right next to the others, I have to make sure that it really does match. There are a lot of loose ends left in this case. That little piece of white with the red was found it's right next to the flowers at some little site. And I don't know if that's the site, but that's a real thing with the heart. I'd love to know where that is right now. I would love to know what that is. Because I think stuff like that has DNA, even years after. Yeah, I'm sure you just took a deep breath. She posted this photo, the mother, as if the kids were sick. Now, let me explain something. Every photo of them attached to the machines, they're sitting on this couch. That is not recognized. I pulled every photo I pulled to the side that the kids looked like they're attached to something. They're sitting on this black couch. Every time. Every time. They're not sick. Look what's on them when you take a closer look. So I'm telling you, this mother knew, this mother was a part of it. And most likely, one of them had to go and one of them had to stay. And they decided it together. He sacrificed himself. He sacrificed his kids and the mother, but it was planned. They planned it. He doesn't have any remorse because he thinks he's going to meet them in the resurrection. But something must have gone wrong. I'm saying this out loud. They knew that she knew she was going to die, and she went with her two girls because she didn't want them to be taken. She didn't want them to become a got gone child. She sacrificed herself with them. He did it, and he has no problem talking about it because that's what he needed to do. To save his children from being taken. That's what I see. Because the two of them together here, they're together on this. Every photo, she's sitting on that couch and she's doing something with their blood. She's doing something. But she just couldn't be there any longer with them to do this. So in her mind, she went with them. She went with them. And the father was okay with that. Because he feels he's going to meet them again. That's the story. Here she is again. There's her patch. The same lettering that Summer Wells has. Oh, I put it there. So this is what's on her daughter. The machine's on, it's on her daughter. It was a choice to go. And I don't know if that's her father. I don't know who that is, but he knew too. He knew too. He knew too because he's holding the baby with that thing on her neck. They both have it. And they're sitting on that couch that does the machine somehow right next to the couch. He knew. And they think she's in a better place. Another picture of her room. She's on the couch again. I think that's the phone. I think that's one of those phones that they use. Love to know if that was the phone he left behind. Another picture of her on the couch with her kids. But if you take a real close look, you could see what's going on. It's usually on the wrists. They're attached by their wrists or the neck. So she has these, they're just flat little things that lay in between. Now this is really, really messed up. This is what I see them, the Bell Wells, doing to their dogs. I mean, it's been told to me with the pets, with the animals, the dogs, the cats. There's a reason that everything they did in their life was for their purpose. And this dog is in bad shape, just like the Wells. Here's her daughter sitting in one of those chairs. She has her finger in that doll. And that doll has the heart on it. So if you look closely to that doll, it's got it has something coming out of it as if the doll is covering up the machine. Oh. Oh my God, you guys. You know how each child came with a big doll? I think the doll is the machine. Think the doll is the machine. Wait a minute. Because here it's showing it's in the machine. Let me see something. Oh, wow. Every child, even when they're sitting on these beds, they all have a doll. They're holding like their own doll, or they have their own box. They're either holding a doll or a water bottle. Here, like this photo that what's her face knocked out. Each one of them has a particular stuffed animal doll. And see, this one has a 5 in the back, and these are baskets. She was correct with this photo, you guys. I don't remember who it was, but this was a good photo. They each come with a stuffed animal. They come with their package of goodies. They even come with a shovel, and they come with a bucket. They each have their own bucket and shovel. This is a cookie cutter. This is a cookie cutter basket, because I have pictures, and now I understand why. Now I understand. See how it comes together? Why Candace had such a thing with buying these big, huge stuffed animals. I think I have a picture of them. She gets hundreds of them. Like, what is she going to do? What is she doing with all these stuffed animals? I'm like, there's a reason she has all these goddamn animals. Let me show you. Let me see if I have it here. Animals. You all are like, you're not going to find it. They all come with a bucket. Maybe that's why she likes buckets like these. These are her favorite buckets. Candace loves those buckets. Yes, she does. Oh, these are PDFs. Let's see. It would be... In a second, I'm not going to look for it. That's what happens. Not going to look for it now. That's what happens. Okay. Her hand is in the baby. So when they see all these babies and stuff like on the property, they really should be picking them up. Dr. Phil missed it again. Dr. Phil had them on their show. Here. Look at what's on her neck. This wasn't on the show, but he had them on the show, and obviously it was missed. Look at her neck. Wait, let me open this up more. These are photos. I think these also came from Instagram. This is her saying that her child is taking a nap. She was too deep in, and she went with them. She went with them on request, because she's not gonna she didn't allow herself to be separated from them. She didn't want them to leave her. So that's why I think that this Chris he's just going to take it, because they put themselves in this situation together. They put themselves in a situation together. And I just truly do believe that they discussed it. There was like a way out. Look at her neck. Don't tell me she had a neck problem. That's the part of the contraction. Something's on her hand. Okay, so this was very exciting to me. What's on his waist with those symbols is part of the machine, and I've been dying to know what they use those for. Now I see. Remember, I keep telling you they have little critters, and they're different shapes and sizes. Well, that's what they look like as icons. They also use them for icons on the computer. This is her. That's the machine. Those are the machines in the back. I think this was one of their last photos of the girls. And this is why. Because behind the girls are those holes for both of them. See? They both have the same thing in their hair. They have something in their bone. And behind them are those chair-like, those silver chair-like with maroon, like a maroon hole. So I feel as if this was a later moment. Like this was one of their last moment together. Together is together. They both see what I'm saying. They both have that same looking thing behind them. It's very sad. Here's the doofus. Look at his glasses. See, I showed you guys before how they do symbols in the glasses. Well, here's a symbol. And I think they may have pretended that they were using stickers for something. I don't know what. But the most important thing in this photo is what's in the back seat. And it's connected to a wire with an on-off switch. Yep, maybe that's the bone you throw. Here he is in the water. Now, you guys have seen me show you many photos with parents that swim with their kids. Well, here he is with the daughter. And there's those bones wrapped in her hair, and they're also on her leg and his, but his is under the red. The red, that fades away, like it starts to fade away, but in the beginning I would wait till it faded away, but I don't need to. But it's pretty much looks the same as everyone else's water that is part of the Summerwell's Missing Children. Family photo. What really bugged me were those shoes. I know I'm going to find them somewhere. They look very familiar to me, as if I've seen those little teeny boots in one of the Wells photos. They seem very, very, very familiar. And they have the hearts on the side. I think that there's something with the shoes. I think they reuse the shoes. They reuse the clothes. And the baby is definitely attached to the machines. Look at that. Here they are taking a car ride. Can you believe this? Do you believe that they have this photo? They have actually this photo on line. Look at the neck on the one child and then compare it to the other. That actually looks like it almost looks like a mask, but these are real, and this is what we've been looking at. This is what you've been seeing. Yeah. Look at that. This to me is something that the authorities would probably like to get a hold of, because it shows that she knew. And we could learn a lot from him, because what I'm going to do next is now go look. He gave all the information. He gave every detail of what he did. That's the cookie cutter, you see. No one's put that together. No one's figured that out. FBI hasn't even figured that out yet. They tell the truth like Don's telling the truth. But this guy happens to know what it looks like all the way to the end because he didn't want them to go through anything else. They did it as a family. That's probably why he did it. Because he really believes he's going to see them. Instagram photos. She, now, somewhere she came in the story, right? Because they're doing the same thing. But remember, she's the one who brought me to that famous person that showed everything in the UK. She's the one who brought me there. It was her Instagram. But now, the fiancé whatever isn't really who she says she is. They're covering it up. Because here they are, way in the beginning when the fingers meant everything. They knew. They knew. That's how I see it. And this lady, this group right here is going to give me a lot of information before I go looking at the Serenity, because Serenity is going to give a lot of information. Tell you the truth, the Wcias will too. She led me to this. So my story today really, really shows the purpose and reason why Serenity was first. She had to be first. I want to know who Julia is. Summer keeps telling me, Julia, Julia, Julia. I would like to know who that tall girl is that they keep saying is Summer. And I'd love to have this lady as a guest. Man, how much fun would we have if she just come on up and talk about this? She wouldn't mind talking about it maybe because this is what she's showing. Anyone over there in the UK, let's get her on. Let's get her on as a guest. And the other one that would be so interesting to interview would be Chris Watts. His information would be critical because his fiance, his girlfriend is the one who had these photos on her Instagram. That's how I got to them, you guys. I wouldn't have gotten to them. I wouldn't have gotten to them if Serenity wasn't first. To all of the missing children, to all of the Summerwells missing children, someone is going to be next. And that whoever someone is, one of those cases will be next. It's coming up because that's how it's supposed to be. Summer Moon Wells is pushing them forward. She's pushing them forward, because there's a lot to be learned in between Summer Moon Wells' case and everybody else's. We all know so much about Summer Moon Wells, but there's so many more of her. And because she is with them, she's sharing their story. They need to be recognized as one. As one. So if Summer's case was solved, it would not be fair to all of them. It would take away the opportunity to break it all, to find them all. And that's why she's so special. That is why she's so special. That's why. They pushed her into limelight. She's the perfect one to be so special like that. So we all pay attention, pay attention, pay attention. Boom, 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 boom. And then as soon as we started putting the pieces together, I remember even saying, it's coming. It's going to take one. I wonder who that one's going to be. It's time. It's coming. Because it was already recognized to some of us that they're all the same. That they're all the same. So Summer Moon Wells couldn't show herself until we understand that. Until everyone stops fighting, until everyone stops arguing and going into drama and doing all of that. They're asking you to pay attention. They're asking you to pay attention that they're all the same. You know? And for some reason, if hers was solved, the sad truth is, for some reason, it would just go on. Summer knows that. You know, Summer Moon Wells knows that. So she will be found when I think we all understand it all. I think it's when we all put together the signs that are being put in front of us. Hey guys, look at my red truck. Hey guys, look at my face. It doesn't look normal. Please, please, please look at my fingers so you could show everyone else's fingers are the same. Please look closer. I have a heart sticking out of my head. Please look. And look and see how long this has been going on. I was born into it. That's what they're saying. I didn't have a choice. And they want us to see it all before they could have justice. Just finding their bodies doesn't bring justice. That's not what they want. Their bodies, doesn't matter to them, they want justice. It's their heart. Their bodies are not full. They're all over the place. They're in disarray. Serenity, there's a reason Serenity is first. Please pay attention to it. Please pay attention to the one that's broken next. The one that gets all of a sudden someone's like, never thought about that. And then watch to see who gets uncovered. That next body will give us even more information. Because Serenity sure in hell gave me a lot. Look at that Toyota right next to her banner that has been online for over a year. Is not normal. If it wasn't for Summer Moon Wells, I wouldn't have noticed it. Because Summer Moon Wells captivated us all to pay attention. No one paid attention when Serenity had it in her banner. No one. I didn't. It wasn't even brought in front of me. Go look at Michael Vine. Look at all the kids that prior to Summer Moon Wells that have that truck, that have those things sticking out of their head. They're beat up. They have medication going down their throats. They have tubes on them. They have blood being taken. There's so many before Summer Moon Wells, but I don't think we would have paid attention if it was. I know we didn't, because I know I didn't. Summer just captivated us, and she's opening up our minds, our hearts, our bodies to see it. And Serenity was ready. We're ready for the next bit of information. But everyone, please try to understand it. The more we uncover and the more we reveal, the quicker these bodies are going to show up. They are on their own time schedule. And they waited a long time for this. All the way back 30 years, I could match up these things. Do you imagine how many kids there are? And I really don't care if it's their family gave them up. That is why you have the rule that you could drop a child off at the fire station. Whatever. But that is why, Serenity's first. And that's why Summer Moon Wells is leading the charge. That was her life's purpose. And such, her life's purpose is not going to ever stop. It's going to go on forever. Unfortunately. So, someone's going to be next. Someone's going to be next. I will be going over to look at the property of wherever she was found this week. Thank you all. God bless you all. And just thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a great night, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye, guys.